Stephanie, I want to talk about this Barbie doll.
Yes.
Rose Ayling-Ellis, who a lot of people will remember from Strictly. So she's pairing up, well, she's involved in this creation of a new type of Barbie doll. Tell us more.
So Rose Ayling-Ellis, she won Strictly last year. She was the first deaf contestant to take part and actually win the show. So now she's teamed up with Barbie, who are releasing a new diverse collection of Barbie dolls. There's going to be Ken, who's got vitiligo. There's going to be another Barbie who's in a wheelchair. And Rose's Barbie is actually going to have a hearing aid behind her ears. And I love this story because I know it's changed now for kids what their first port of call is, but for most little girls, their first port of call is Barbie. And to see that there could be now representation for deaf girls, I think it's a wonderful thing because, you know, when I was growing up in the 80s, Barbie was only one way. She was blonde and blue eyes. So now it's good to see that there's this new... Oh, what do you think, Rosie?
And I can imagine people at home saying, that is great that Barbie is now more inclusive, but we know that if Barbie was a real person, they wouldn't be able to stay alive because their dimensions wouldn't support human life. So would it be a brilliant step if Barbie said, we're going to create these dolls, but they're going to look like what your daughter's bodies are going to look like, rather than these unrealistically stick-thin plastic figures?
So it's a yes to the hearing aids, but a no to the physical form.
I'm questioning how the motives of Mattel in genuinely trying to be inclusive by saying, well, we'll add a sort of a hearing aid as an accessory, in fairness, but not saying we're actually going to have these dolls represent what these children who'll be playing with them look like.
Well, I think that's the whole fantasy of Barbie. It's like, you know, when you look to models and you look to actresses, like, we know realistically we all don't look like that, but sometimes you just like to indulge into the fantasy of that kind of glamour of Barbie, because maybe if they done realistically how we all look like, it might not sell as well. But again, they're the ones who are setting the tone.
I used to have a lot of dolls when I was young. Action men. I had 12 action men. So I had a practical platoon of action men.